We are live.
Great. Yeah. Hello and welcome everyone to today's after church tea time on the sermon by Jose and Michaela on the topic Tune Your Vibration to Your Dream Life with the teachings of union. I'm your today's host. My name is Carmen and I'm here with Rachel. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
So, yeah, let's talk about the sermon today. I felt it was really empowering again, once more, to hear that with the teachings of union, you can literally transform your whole life, like every area. And we are not only talking about like being with your twin flame in harmonious union, or even just your union to start off with, but being on this path actually means you transcend your whole life for the better. And you really claim everything that is truly meant for you. And like every desire that you have in your heart is meant to become true. And this is also a beautiful quote by Jeff and Shaleia, right? Oh, geez, now I forgot it. It's like dreams are meant to become true.
The,
Why
pro
don't
the,
I?
the
Huh?
promise of dreams is they come true.
Ah, thank you. Yes, thanks. That's the quote. Exactly. And that is the truth. And I really enjoy being on this path. And when I started, I thought for myself, like, I'm just here for my twin flame, but realizing that I'm here for the real stuff. I'm here for actually being closer to God and to truly ascend my whole life feels really juicy to me because I feel this is what most people do in their lives. Like when they're not choosing to ascend, they build their whole life on one simple success in their lives, like being finally married to someone, having a house, or doing the dream vacation every year. But they really work their asses off to get there, and they take from so many places within themselves to attain this, um, rather than ascending their whole life. And so some people might be living in one area of their lives, like with God, but are taking from themselves in other areas, and they are literally living in hell there. And so whatever they build, not based in God, it's like built on a sandcastle. And if you choose to truly have a stable foundation in your life and to truly ascend, these things will crumble and fall away and have to fall away for you to be able to build a sustainable foundation and grow from there. So yeah, I feel this is also like my biggest takeaway already from today's sermon. Um, that it's safe to ascend all areas of your life, and it's necessary, and it's super beautiful, and it's worth everything.
Yeah, I love that. I see you've got your little painting in the background.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, well, for me, the sermon was pretty straightforward. It was like common sense. Why do the teachings work? Well, yeah, I was listening to a TFAS class yesterday. He was saying like things don't seem to be moving. Keep going, keep persisting. But that's true of every great spiritual path. Even if you begin a pretty basic meditation program, that's something else that you need to persist with. Whatever you're doing, you need to commit to it. You need consistency with it. And yeah, it's all, might have been just before the sermon, but the and during the sermon. It's like you're giving yourself love, or you might believe that you're giving yourself lots of love. You're not actually giving yourself as much as you thought, or maybe you're not going deep enough. I talked about this on Friday, actually. For a long time, I was studying the teachings and going through the motions, but I realized that I hadn't been loving myself enough. I've been giving myself a little trickle, and what I really needed was a flood, which meant just committing deeply to the mirror exercise, going through all the steps, like not drifting off, not going to sleep or anything like that. You be disciplined with yourself, basically, and anything in your reality that's not perfect, you can change it by changing the vibration on the inside and making the new choice of love. And then naturally everything that's not in alignment with your new choice of love comes up and out. And all you have to do when that's happening is let that leave. Don't allow your mind to attach a story that corresponds to the lower vibration of the stuff that's leaving. That is something that the mind does rather well. Know that you've done the work, feel it through, let it go. That's what I was doing earlier on today. And yeah, it's not about being a victim of circumstance or sitting and hoping things are going to change. I mean, that's the difference between walking around wanting you to inflame and actually being proactive in manifesting the dream life of love that you're desiring. Certainly, we are so blessed to have these teachings because they've been proven to actually work. Because before I came into the work, I tried quite a few things from different twin flame teachers, and none of them hit the spot. None of them actually worked. Means maybe these teachers were doing their best and they really meant well and they had integrity, but that didn't change the fact that their methods didn't work. Yeah, so if you're going to commit to something that does work. And so you keep raising your vibration bit by bit, piece by piece, and the lower vibrations leave. Your vibration rises more until you hit the vibration of harmonious union, but not just harmonious union. It's like anything that you desire in your life. We're talking about this quite extensively. Once you raise your vibration so you match that frequency of what you desire, it enters into your reality. This is not new information. This isn't exclusive. Many spiritual practices talk about the same thing, the law of attraction, for one. And it's so relieving to know that you don't have to figure it out, how it's going to happen, what's going to happen, when, or anything like that, because God has already had it figured out for you a very long time ago. So you can just relax and know that it's already figured out, and it's always going to be better than any of us could have imagined. Like, God's not going to bring you something worse. He's always going to bring you something better. This is something that I've been working through quite deeply recently. And it is guaranteed. Simply do the work, get the result. That's true of any great spiritual practice. Each spiritual path has its own practices because those are the practices that work and bring the result that that spiritual path promises. The practices of the mirror exercise and the teachings of union are the ones that bring the result of harmonious union. And Jeff was saying how your harmonious union is just one little piece of it. Like, that becomes like the base vibration for your whole life. So every area of your life, like work, leisure, family, friends, social life, food, very important. Everything is going to be of from that or a very similar vibration. So that's what it means to be having heaven on earth. Like you mentioned having your dream holiday, and people think that all they need to do is have a good position at work, have an attractive partner, have some money, and they'll be happy. But then they attain these things and they still don't experience true happiness, because true happiness is deeper than that. And it is hellish to be doing a job you hate just for the money, and you're just looking forward for 50 weeks of the year to your holiday, and then you go and it rains every day and you're devastated. No, that's not what we're doing here. It's creating the life that you love now. that you don't have to escape from. And then if you want to go on a holiday, that's a bonus. Dream holiday we did twin flame in harmonious union.
Yeah, I love that. You touched upon really a lot of amazing points that I want to go deeper with. First of all, you kind of also mentioned that, and what they shared in the sermon as well, is that the process is like very logical and scientific, and that you can really follow this, and it's not some magic woo-woo stuff anymore, right? It's proven that it works. And everyone who feels maybe doubtful about it should like try the mirror exercise for themselves, like only once, and you can already feel the power of it that comes with that. And that alone feels very empowering, to know that we are not victims of our reality, and we can really create in our reality whatever we desire. And there's an example that Jose shared about his life, like where he felt he had to control his healing to get fast into union. And I feel I was doing that too in many places in my life, especially when like, for example, starting the journey when I was experiencing a third-party situation in our union. I thought I have to, sit down every day and feel my feelings, how I feel about him being with another partner. And to some degree, that was quite right, because it was always and literally every day triggering me to the bone. But at some point, I realized I was actually like going in circles. I would not make progress on this, because yeah, I understand that you go deeper every time you heal with the mirror exercise, but I could feel myself getting so frustrated. And when I realized I was actually controlling this process and try to figure out like, what is my next piece to heal? What do I have to do here? And trying to do it without God. When I realized this and let that go, I felt like a huge relief on my side as well. And that God could bring me the upsets that are important for me to heal through this, to end this situation forever. And applying this to every area of my life, I feel I'm still going deeper with this, right? I'm also, as you shared, I'm also moving through stuff where, when you transcended something, God is only going to give you something better that is truly meant for you. But also being humble and accepting from where you are right now, and just choosing this opportunity to heal whatever you will encounter, but trusting that it will be for your growth, right? And learning this and asking God as well for advice, and asking him, can you show me please the next step and the next healing, and what am I supposed to do here? It feels so relieving. We are not supposed to figure it out all on our own. And I also came up while you were sharing, is that God already has a plan for everything for you, right? It's already, they also used in the sermon this example of going to the city. When you book a flight to go to the specific city, you don't know what the city is like when you've never been there. So this is what you can also share about like harmonious union or union. You don't know what the union is like when you've never been there before vibrationally. But when you take the steps, when you choose to heal, you will naturally get there. So you don't have to take a jump off the flight and, reach there earlier because you don't trust the plane or whatever. So it's just important to relax into this, and also knowing, like I read that somewhere, I think maybe Christina just shared it in a post or so, I don't know, but it was in a group, and it said that God already also planned and has a plan for all the mistakes you are going to do. So even if you feel like you took this wrong road, or you fucked up on this side, or whatever you did, right? God has a plan for this as well. And this when I read this, it was so relieving to me, because I thought like, oh yeah, true. So this once again shows me it's safe to do mistakes, not do them on purpose, but for the purpose of learning, because it's normal to do mistakes, and it's natural, and it is important to do and to make mistakes, right? Without them, we would not be able to grow. Without them, we would not be able to see the truth here and to make a new choice. And so that feels really good because we are always safe no matter what is going to happen. And giving it to the hands of God, all of our journey, is like brings such a relief to the journey itself that you can truly experience every day and just surrender into the peace that is there every day and every moment in the present moment. And with that, you actually attract everything that is meant for you. And you also build that foundation where it's sustainable. You don't rush you don't rush to get something and to finally have it, right? As we were taught to do basically in the world. But you learn that when you build that foundation of peace within yourself and you ground as well, everything that you manifest in your reality will stay there forever. It will never, ever leave you again because you've truly built this with God and in God, and God is eternal. And when you build something in God, it can never leave you again. Only you make the choice to, but this feels so bad, you will never do that.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, logical, scientific process. Do the work, get the result, but you don't do the work for the result. You do the work knowing that you'll get the result. You're not doing it to get your twin flame. It's not something that you get. You do the inner work because you deserve to feel good now, and you do it to feel good. And it's the feeling good that brings you what you desire. But if you're doing it to get something, you're implying that you don't have it now, even though it's an illusion. And that feeling of lack is just going to manifest more lack of the same thing. So please don't do that. But in the mirror exercise, I mean, you just said try it once, but it's not a one-time thing. Certainly, just before coming into the work, I was looking at some of these other teachers, and the follower of one of them was saying that they'd done the mirror exercise, and then their person didn't do what they wanted, so she gave up and removed the psychic ring from her finger. So that's completely incorrect because upsets, blocks to love often have many layers, particularly third party upsets. And yeah, you may have to do the mirror exercise a lot of times on one upset, maybe just for months on one upset, because you work through it, you feel better, you've healed that piece, you bring it home to your heart, and then the upset comes up again. So you work through it again as many times as you need to. Every time the limiting beliefs of not being able to have it come up, you catch that thought as soon as it arises, before it gets out of hand, and make a new choice in that place, make a new choice of love again and again and again, as many times as you need to. Persistence. Yeah, our consciousness is pretty damn big, so it might take a while to get through it, and that's okay. And also, uh, I mean, you and Jose both were talking about controlling or trying to control the healing. Well, we've all been there to a greater or lesser extent. It's part of the learning process, learning to surrender to the process. I was working with a client, and she really wanted to clear the communication block. And she kept asking about, can we go to the communication block? And every time she did, we got directed somewhere else to work on something else. Because suppose you do want to clear a communication block, there may be several steps that you have to take in order to get to that core place where the communication block is. Like, you can only take the steps in the order that God brings them to you. And God will bring them in the correct order. God knows the right order. So yeah, it is, as I said, it's what's literally what's right in front of you. And it could be, I mean, these steps, they could be something, or could be a lot of things that seem completely unrelated to your twin flame journey. But once you really start mastering the mirror exercise, you find you can do it all day. Like, say you burn the toast or something, or you get stuck in traffic, anything like that. Yeah, anything that's in the slightest bit upsetting, you can work through that. And if you're doing that on everyday things, even boring things, then that is really what it means to be authentically communicating with God. That is building the relationship with God. So, yeah, so start where you are, work with what you've got. You'll always be showing your next step, always. But you won't be showing your next step if you don't complete the one that you've got now, even if it's tedious, even if it's repetitive. Just do it. And that's how you can really ride the waves of your healing, of your feelings, and really enjoy the healing and find the healing very rewarding. It should be rewarding. It shouldn't be tiring. It shouldn't be draining. If it is, then you must be doing it wrong somewhere, because if it's draining, it's not God. Yeah, it's like having going to the gym and having a workout and doing so much that you can't move the next 4 days. That's not that's not what you do to make your workouts work for you. Likewise, you want your healing to work for you as well. You don't have to overdo it. You don't have to take on too much. You can take breaks. In fact, breaks, rest, relaxation are essential. It's not about doing, working, working, working. It won't make it come any faster. Yeah, and you also have to accept where you're at. Let's start with where you are, work with what you got, because only when you accept where you're at can you move past that. But wherever you're at is okay. It might seem like you've got so much to do, but it might turn out that you might not need quite as much love as you thought you did. But the only way you're going to know is by taking the journey. And remember, it's not your union, your dream life. It's not in some superior future moment that you have to get to, like you're over here and it's over there somewhere. Your twin flame's not over there somewhere. It's like your desires are here now already within you. Your twin flame's here now already within you. And it's just a process of clearing the blocks to uncovering that truth, clearing away the layers of illusion one by one with the mirror exercise. And that's what manifests it in your reality. But naturally, it happens on the inside first.
Yeah, beautiful share. Exactly. It's a vibrational journey. It's nothing we attain on the outside, but on the inside first, right? So this is what they say also, Jeff and Shaleia, is like this journey is 90% inner, 10% outer. And like the work that you do on the outer, for me, it's like a complete transformation, because I was so used to whenever I had to do work on the outside. Let's say I have to work on my paper stuff, some documents, or whatever, or just work basically in some job to have some income. I would feel very drained and needing a lot of rest after that, or I would feel very like resistant doing the document and the paperwork. But with the work, you learn how to flow with God, and when He asks you to do that, and then all these tasks feel kind of light. And this what I shared, like the 10% outer work, doesn't feel like work how we or how I perceived work as it is, like heavy, draining or something. But it feels natural. It feels like you're just a vessel of God and He is moving through you. And I remember this year I made my taxes. I did my taxes my own. And the year before that, I did them my own as well. The year before that, I had help. I had many years help with doing my taxes. So I saw that for the first time. I kind of like knew how to do this, but I was like really resistant to doing this, because that's not my jam, right? But this year, I remember like the deadline of handing in your taxes was coming closer. And I could feel like, oh, oh, am I ready for this, right? I mean, I'm going to take myself an accountant next year, but this year it was easy doing it for myself. Basically, I knew it. It was just some work, but I was resisting that. But I could also feel like it was not time for me to do it yet. So I was constantly asking God, is it time today? Is it time today? Is it time today? And the deadline came closer and closer. And so one day, it was also a Sunday, I vividly remember that. I could feel like this rush of energy, and I suddenly had this divinely guided inspiration in my mind, like, do the taxes now. And I was like, yeah, let's do them. And you know what? I had fun doing them. And if you would have told me like 3 years ago, Carmen, you are going to sit there one Sunday and enjoy doing your taxes, having a lot of fun with them, and it won't take you long, I would have laughed at you and basically said, like, you must be joking. Sorry, I can't believe you. But that's the whole process, right? And I also got a huge tax refund back, like a huge tax payback. That was like so enjoyable for me, and also showed me like, yeah, see, you can really trust God in this process, that whatever needs to be done, it will be done, but you can trust him. Of course, like, don't neglect things, but they are always there. And I also train myself, like, God, can you wake me up at 9 a.m. in the morning, for example? I trained myself in that, and he literally wakes me up like 10 minutes before 9 or so. So this is really interesting, right? And sometimes when I don't have my to-do list right there on my phone, I have a lot of to-do lists. I tell God, like, can you please remind me on this, or to put this on my to-do list, or, remind me of this idea. And I just surrender it and I forget about that. A few years ago, that would not have been imaginable for me. I was so controlling. I was freaking out if I didn't write it immediately down or something, because I would immediately forget it and freak out, basically. But this time it's like, oh yeah, there it is again. Just trusting in God here. And that feels really good. That feels like an enjoyable and easy and life worth living, where you enjoy everything that you do. And also, what I wanted to touch upon is, when we are brought to and led to this journey, we think we want our harmonious union. And Jeff mentioned this in a TFAS class, where people be like, I think he used this example of the shopping mall, where you go and you're there to do some groceries, and it's this big mall, and you think you're just there for, I don't know what example exactly he uses, like toilet paper. And so you go there with your shopping bag. It's a gross thing to compare twin flames with toilet paper, but you get me here. It's just,
It was a gold nugget in the supermarket.
Oh, really? Is it? Oh, amazing. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. So you thought you were there for the golden nugget, but along the way, you go there with your shopping thingy, and then God is like, no, you need this as well, and you need this as well. And sometimes also things that don't make sense, like, for example, okay, when it's a gold nuggets toilet paper, in some way it might make sense, because you're going to have to go to the toilet after eating it, but you get me, right?
Well, God says you need lemons.
Yeah.
Why? Mojitos. Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. And when you are there at the counter, you have like a whole shopping bag full of things, but at the end you can see like, oh yeah, I see now this was all needed. I'm actually doing a whole barbecue, or a whole party with this. And God knows the way. God knows like the next step for you. And also I love that they again shared like how you can like get clear on the next step for you. It's like, it's the biggest challenge in your life right now. What is bothering you the most in your life right now? And just look at it. And the sooner we learn that it's safe to look at these challenges and start like unpacking them and see what's there in store for us to heal through and to learn from, the more progress we make. Like, this is the real progress. And I also wanted to touch upon something that you just shared, is with the healing, that we need to enjoy our healing as well. This journey is not only about healing, sitting down every day, meditating and whatnot. It's also about when you healed something really big, or when you just healed something and you feel good, you have to really receive feeling good. Because I sometimes still fall into this trap, and I have to discipline myself to enjoy my healing as well, when I feel good after healing, that I am supposed to enjoy it, to live it, right? So I started, for example, playing the kalimba again. I mean, I'm not professional on this at all. I'm just doing it to be in the jam and to feel really good with that. And or drawing. I do Zen tangling as well. And I start to really uncover and discover a new part of myself that I have actually suppressing for quite some time since childhood. Because I thought for some reason, healing, this journey is just about healing all the time. But healing is also receiving the healing, enjoying it, and do what you feel inspired to do. Because if you don't ground into feeling good, if you don't ground into the peace you have right now and really enjoy it, you won't be prepared to go deeper, really, to look at the next step. Because challenges will always come up until we are in perfect union. And it's important that we prepare ourselves and enjoy this journey, because this journey is not, just block. This will lead into further suffering. And I don't recommend. I experienced this myself. And so, enjoy your joy.
Yeah, that was great. It's certainly going back to what you said at the beginning of the share, about it being a vibrational journey. Well, yeah, it is, of course, and that journey must be taken, and it's gonna look different for everybody. Everybody's got a certain amount of steps that they have to take. It's not going to be the same for everyone. People will have varying levels of difficulty, depending on what sort of blocks they have. Certainly, I'm one of those people that happens to have a lot of wounding in the area of romantic love that maybe some other people don't have, and so they move forward in that area quicker, but then another block will come up for them, which will be just as upsetting. But you can't take any shortcuts. You can't, there's no quick fixes. All the steps have to be taken, because if you miss out any steps, then you're just going to have to go back and take those steps. So you want to do this journey once and do it properly. When union comes in, you don't want to come up against something that you've been avoiding or stuffing down, which might mean you have to temporarily go back into separation. I mean, once you come together, you want to stay together. And don't compare your journey to somebody else's. Every journey is unique. You're unique. It's okay. However it is for you, it's perfect for your union, whatever's arising and transpiring on your journey. It's something that your union needs. So just take the steps with a joyful heart, and and listen to God. Sometimes God may tell you to slow down, stop, do nothing for a bit, which you're not doing nothing. Like I said earlier, taking breaks, you actually progress the fastest if you do take breaks. I think Jeff told everybody to make sure they schedule time for self-care. Do not neglect yourself, because if you're holding that energy, then that's what's going to play out in your union. You don't want to experience that. So really give yourself the care and attention, the love and attention that you need. And and when you make new choices, we've talked about this a lot, and you said, like, really appreciate feeling good, really feel that good feeling. Excuse me. Yeah, that's really important when you make a new choice of love. Say it's in an important place or a pivotal place. So I'm sorry, I don't know if my mic is picking up the fireworks outside. It's bonfire night. Okay, they're really loud here. Yeah, when you make a new choice of love, and it's a really important one, just take a moment to really ground that choice in, so it feels it feels solid, it feels grounded, not just a surface level thing. It's worth taking the time to love yourself really thoroughly, because the way you love yourself is the way your twin flame is going to love you. So don't rush the healing, don't skip over it, don't stay on the surface, because you want your twin flame to love you thoroughly and properly and consistently. So be that with yourself. And yeah, the other thing we're talking about, like playing music, discovering new hobbies and stuff. Yeah, make sure you're expressing all the parts of yourself that you're feeling inspired to express uh, this time. I mean, you're so multifaceted. You don't have to be doing everything that you're into all at once. But it's so important to be in touch with your creativity, have your creative juices flowing. The sacral chakra, it's also the sexual chakra, it's related to creativity. This is all really, really nice stuff that you're going to be experiencing in your union. Certainly creative, artistic endeavors together with your twin flame. That's huge amounts of scope for exploration there. And in union, there's going to be challenges. They don't stop when union comes in. Um, but they are. It's more than just having the tools to rise to a challenge and be able to handle it well. Every challenge that you move through turbo boosts you closer to where you want to be. Yeah, because it blocks are not stops, they're steps. So every challenge that comes, you should be like, yeah, some get through this one. I'll have made so much progress. There's so much peace on the other side for you. And well, the peace is a constant thing in truth. But every time you move through an upset, especially if they're boss level upsets, there's so much power waiting for you to claim as soon as you move through it. And it's power that you need. You've just reclaimed a vast tract of your kingdom from ego.
Oh, that was really beautiful. It reminds me of something Michaela once shared. It's like it was kind of like a meme, and it basically said in a nutshell, just like that you already know the end of the story. You already know you will conquer the dragon, you will, conquer that castle, something like that. You will have everything that you desire. You already know the end of the story. You just don't know how and where and when and how to get there, basically. But you just have to trust it's already yours, right? The promise of dreams is that they come true. And so knowing that, I feel that was something that also helped me like manifest my union, as well as knowing, yeah, I'm already one with my twin flame. I don't have to rush into this. I don't care when this is going to show up. I choose for it, of course, to show up. I choose it every day, but I'm surrendered when and how and what more I have to heal for this to be fully revealed and to fully reveal my true twin flame as well. And that is really crucial in knowing in everything that you desire that it's already yours. And you are just relaxing into the vibration that has always been there, that is already there. Because, yeah, God put the desire in your heart. So it is a promise of the divine for it to come true. And it is already true. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to even feel that desire, to even be aware of that desire. So just relaxing into that. And what they also share in Twin Flame Ascension School is like you have a tunnel vision when it comes to harmonious union, meaning you also have a tunnel vision when it comes to everything that you desire to manifest in your life. No matter what you are going through right now, even if it's this big challenge, no, as you said, there is something so beautiful awaiting you after this, and you will feel so invincible after this, and you will be able to lift even more spiritual weight, right? To go even faster, even deeper. And yeah, this is a light speed work. This is a light speed journey. Nothing has been there before yet, especially not where you can also implement spirituality with your physical. Basically, no one has taught us before to live your life purpose together with your twin flame. And this is truly groundbreaking, and I'm super grateful that we have this opportunity to heal our way into perfect union with our Creator, with God. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, it's already yours and it will manifest in your reality. All you have to do is just keep going. If the big challenge comes up, just keep going, move through it. And yeah, and everything you desire will manifest for you. Was it a quote from Humphrey Bogart? Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon and for the rest of your life.
Was not, no, I guess not. But still, nice that you all know all these quotes.
Yeah. Or maybe I watch too much television.
Oh, that's awesome. Part of the journey as well, right? Enjoying it.
Yeah, yeah.
Great. Yeah, I do feel already quite complete. How about you?
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Great. I will just quickly check if we have some other comments right now. But other than that, yeah. Hello, everyone. Great. Okay, so yeah, I feel we are complete with this. So thank you all for joining us here. Thank you, Rachel. And if you're watching from YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe and check out our website. And with that being said, I would love to see you in the next sermon and after church tea time. Have a happy Sunday, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye.